probably fair to say that no style of football has had as much influence on the modern game as total football. The style is most associated with the Ajax and Dutch national teams of the 1970s, and in fact it got its name from the 1974 Netherlands World Cup side. But it had its roots in the Austrian national side of Matthias Sindelar in the 1930s and Ferenc Puskás and co.'s Hungarians in the 1950s, and the lineage of Ajax's way originated with two English coaches, Jack Reynolds, who managed the club in 3 spells between 1915 and 1947, and Vic Buckingham, who managed them twice between 1959 and 1965. Then came the pairing who really created the style. Rinus Michels, who had played under Reynolds and replaced Buckingham in the dugout, and Johan Cruyff, perhaps the most significant figure in European football ever. It was then continued by Stefan Kovacs, under whom Ajax became the greatest club side in the world for a time. Total football has perhaps 2 key concepts, the utilisation of space and the fluidity of positions. Both were aided by Michels' fanatical work rate and discipline, with fitness a significant focus alongside skill work with the ball. Space is key. Make the pitch big when you're attacking and small when you're defending. In order to make this work, Ajax also pressed. At times, they pressed almost manically. There was less an emphasis on pressing into passing lanes than an effort, often led by the wonderfully tenacious Johan Neeskens, to swamp the opposition player in possession. In order to facilitate this, Ajax also played a very high defensive line, compressing space yet further. The formation most associated with total football is the 4-3-3, becoming a 3-4-3 as the libero steps up into midfield, a feature that persisted in Dutch football with players like Barry Hulshoff, Hurst Blankenberg and Danny Blind, and started largely at Ajax by the Serbian Velibor Vazovic. This allowed the defence to begin attacking moves, but also ensured that there were spare markers for the opposition centre-forwards and that Ajax could match a 4-man midfield. As Jonathon Wilson notes, while other sides had engaged in horizontal positional switches such as wingers dropping inside or mild vertical ones like Nendel Hidaguti, Ajax and the Dutch national side were the first to engage in wholesale positional switches up and down each flank. In this way, the 4-3-3 or the 3-4-3 saw players on either flank push up and drop off, fluidly interchanging to create baffling attacking patterns. The team's spine in the most successful period of the early 1970s was Blankenberg, Neeskens and Cruyff, with Heinz Stoy in goal. The wide players, Wim Scherbier, Arie Haan, who later became an accomplished sweeper, and Johnny Rep on the right, and Ruud Krol, Gary Murren and Piet Keizer on the left, all swapped with each other, knowing that this spine would hold and cover, but Cruyff also dropped off and moved wide at will. Pressing meant that, as long as players were pushed up and everyone could defend as well as attack, the fluidity of the team did not compromise its defensive shape. Of course, the attacking system could be negated, as Bertie Vogts and West Germany showed in 1974, by aggressive man-marking and flooding the midfield, but when Ajax were on song, it was nigh on impossible to stop them. The influences of total football show up in the coaching of Marcelo Bielsa and via Michels and Cruyff's spells at Barcelona in the positional play of Pep Guardiola. Guardiola's positional play, which relies on vertical overloads, is only possible if players can change positions. And both Bielsa and Guardiola encourage their teams to control space, interchange, press, and have encouraged players to play in roles that they aren't used to, where their skills as midfielders allow them to be attack-minded defenders, for example. The legacy of total football is not just in the beauty of Ajax and the Netherlands in the 70s, it lives on in some of the best football of today. People often ask us where we get our stat.
Alright, welcome. There you have it in a nutshell, episode 7. The total football. So we have the Dutch teams of the early 70s, Ajax teams of the early 70s, won 3 in a row, 71, 72, 73, and we'll have the Dutch team 74, 78. We look forward to this one. These guys, I really want to do well with these guys, do them justice, because they're one of the most famous teams of all time. They changed football for good, and their legacy still lives on today with all the possession football they're playing. So they're a really once in a generational team. Came along, changed the game, so I want to do them justice. Be a bit nervous about it, of course, because we did poor enough yesterday. We kind of scraped by, gave away a lot of goals. Playing 3 at the back here now is going to be tricky again, especially with this system, because the fullbacks are actually out at fullback. So I don't know, we're going to give away a lot of goals, I'd say. We're going to have to attack. This will be tricky too, getting Cruyff to drop deep. How we'll manage that now. Let's see, you could put a guy in the hole and have him going forward, or we could just have him pulling off. Yeah, so these guys were a legendary team and won 3 in a row. They were the first since the all Real Madrid team of the 50s and 60s to do it. There's big names littered all over the team here. Král, Hulshoff, Neeskens, Muren, Kaiser, Cruyff, Rep, Ari Hahn as well, a famous player. He went back to play sweeper after Hulshoff left. Very effective at it. But the big guys, Cruyff, genius, one of the greatest footballers of all time. One of the greatest managers of all time also. Neeskens was a superb player in the middle of the field as well. When I was reading up about him and looking at his videos, he's kind of remind you of Steven Gerrard. He could do it all really. He was equally effective as a defence midfielder or an attacking midfielder. He could do both. He was big, he was strong, great tackler, great passer, loads of energy. So he could do everything in the middle of the field there. A bit like Stevie G. Kaiser, left winger. Good story about him I'll talk about later on with the breaking up of the team. Rep is also a famous player. So they're an absolutely fantastic team. I want to do them justice today. Hopefully we don't get spanked with the openness. So yeah, in a nutshell, Total Football was 2 things. So the first thing was about the use of space. So yeah, they held on to the ball, yeah, they passed the ball. They weren't the first team to do that, but the big thing was their manipulation of space. So when they had the ball, they wanted to make the pitch as big as possible. Open up the space. So if you had the ball, the opposition couldn't score. If you made the pitch big, it was easier to hang on to the ball. And when the opposition had the ball, then they made the pitch as small as possible by pressing right up on top of them, high offside line, pressed right up top and won the ball back straight away. So they made the pitch as big as possible when they had the ball, and as small as possible when they didn't have the ball. So when they were pressing up, people thought they were always attacking, which they kind of were, but they were pressing up on top of you, the high offside line. And the second thing was the fluidity, the movement of positions. So people were interchanging positions horizontally already, but these guys started doing vertically. So the full back might go up into midfield, and this guy would automatically cover back from. They were telepathic in their understanding. They played so much together, they became telepathic. They knew where to fill in. So this guy would have no problem going to midfield, and this guy drops back, or this guy would have no problem going forward, and this guy would drop back. So they'd swap positions, no problem, vertically, whereas most people were just doing it horizontally. Yeah, and they were kind of unstoppable in the early 70s. And yeah, they had great success, and they went on, a lot of these guys went on to play for Holland then, 74, 78, came third. They came 2 World Cup finals, 74 and 78, and they came third then in the Euros in 76. It's an awful disappointment they didn't win. They weren't rewarded internationally for the super team they had. So yeah, I'll use this formation first, and I'll go back to the 78 one then. This one I kind of covered a bit yesterday. It's kind of similar, but Rep wasn't, he wasn't new on Cruyff. Cruyff wasn't in that World Cup. I explained that story yesterday when I checked up the episode 6. So he just stays up. So that's the only change really. Hand doesn't push up. No Neeskens. Oh, there he is on the right. They were the opposite there now for there it goes. Shows your interchange of positions. They're in the opposite positions for Ajax. This guy was a guy I didn't know about, Robbie Rensenbrink. He's actually a brilliant player. I didn't really know about him. He was this team was kind of dominated by Feyenoord and Ajax players, and they kind of said, like, the 2 teams said, if you were not with Feyenoord and Ajax, you have to be a really good player to make the team. And this guy actually was a really good player. He was playing the Belgian league, so when he came along, the rest of the players thought, this guy's not going to make it, he's not playing Feyenoord or Ajax. When they saw him train, then they were like, fucking hell, this guy's good. Once the game was not, then he was excellent in the left wing. They said he would have been a worldwide name if he was playing with Ajax or Feyenoord at the time, but he was stuck in the Belgian league. But he didn't mind it because there was less pressure, and there was less people watching him in the Belgian league, so that suited him fine. And then when he went to the World Cups, he was just outstanding. Robbie Rensenbrink was his name. Yeah, they had Král as sweeper. No, they didn't win that one. They went 1-0 up, and these boys just came back at him. These had the home crowd advantage. The big one was the 74 World Cup. They made a balls of that. They went 1-0 up away in West Germany. Again, they were against the home team in the final, so they're a bit unlucky. 2 World Cup finals they lost. They were playing at the home team's venue. They went 1-0 up, and half the team were kind of like they wanted to rub the Germans' nose in it, just as a little up yours for World War II. Like, they hated the Germans because of World War II, so they wanted to humiliate them on the national stage, so they started showboating. The other half of the team wanted to win the game, so they got caught between 2 stools. Half the team were trying to play out a normal game, let's win it. The other half were showboating to rub their nose in it, and they got caught. They gave away 2 goals before half time. They didn't know what they were doing, and it was before half time they gave away 2 goals as well, so they didn't have time to rectify it. what they were doing in the field. So they rectified it at half time then. So let's get on the same page here. But they couldn't score in the second half, wasted 2 chances. So yeah, they should kill the game first before they started showboating. That's typical of the Dutch, really. There's always a certain arrogance about the Dutch. They are a super football nation, though. They've given so much to world football, tactically and the players. Right, let's get on with it. Let's do these guys justice. Please God. Change you. We're not on yet. So look, yeah. Yeah, we're up and running. Brilliant. Alright, so yesterday we were patchy, to say the least. Conceded a mountain of goals, scored a lot of goals. We had 2 cracking 3-3 draws. I want to do better today, just because this Dutch team are so famous and they're so good. They had some brilliant worldwide names in that Ajax team. Yeah, I think we'd be wide open at the back. That was the problem. So when they had when they were playing defensively, they had a high line. Just when they didn't have the ball, then the sweeper pushed out the midfield. So it was a 3-4-3 when they had the ball. That's going to be hard to replicate this. I'm going to have my sweeper running out the midfield. That's going to catch us defensively again. Anyway, that's what this stream is all about. Try out new tactics, see how they go. Brilliant Orange. I'm reading that book by David Winner at the moment. It's called Brilliant Orange. It's about Dutch football. It's very good. It's not just about Dutch football, it's about Dutch culture as well. How it influenced Dutch football. I was thinking about holding back this formation until I finished the book, but I said no, I'll just stick with chronological order here as time goes by. I could do a separate stream or something on Total Football. Alright, so we have our sweeper, Barry Hulshoff, or Ari Han. The problem is here now, when they had the ball, they would went narrow. When they didn't have the ball, they went narrow, press the team. When they had the ball, then they were wide, so I don't know what to do. Which one? You could whip wob it, but I couldn't be bothered with wobbing, to be honest. Too much work. Again, same with strikers. When they had the ball, wide, open up the pitch, same with midfielders. So like it has every zone covered, total zone covered. Going to be too open. We could go narrow. I'll have to change if we're getting wide. Go narrow, or go narrow with my defenders, or something like that. We'll play along as we go. I'm going to have to put my sweeper pushing up. Nieskens, as we saw right in. Cruyff vacated, yeah, he had a free roll. We just give him the free roll, it could do the job for us actually. Cruyff is a genius, of course. One of the greatest players of all time. He's a very superstitious guy. He had an old pair of boots. He wouldn't change it for years. There's loads of holes and tears and all. His players couldn't believe it. A guy who loved dribbling. But he wouldn't change his boots. He's also a bit of a hypochondriac. He also thought he was injured before going to games. He used to be bringing up his physio at 2 in the morning. Oh, there's something wrong with my neck. Something wrong with my leg. The physio would be going mad at him. It's all in your head. He thought he was injured before going to a game once. And coach at the time, Kovac, was the second coach after Michels, Rinus Michels, and he was sick of him moaning about his injuries, so he pulled out a 1,000 guilder note, started rubbing his injury with a 1,000 guilder note. He goes, "Is it better now?" And Cruyff was like, "Yeah, it's better now." Cruyff was big into money. That's a funny story. Oh, yeah. Right, what are we playing? Gillingham, we're not up yet. Yeah, so if you talk about, so start with Rinus Michels, the guy who managed Ajax, who started that Dutch team in the 70s. So he took over when they were kind of at the bottom. They were all like 5th from bottom or something, halfway through the 69 or 68 season. And there's 3 things he changed. He knew how to go about changing to get success. McGlinchey wants a new contract. This guy, he deserves a better contract. He's been brutal for us. Ugh, he's one of my originals though. The guy who was originally in the squad. God, he's very low morale, of course, not playing. Look at that. 1 assist. Oh, what's he on? What does he want? There I go, lad. 3.5 grand. And they're transfer list him. I'll give him a squad rotation. give him 1,000. He won't take that. That's all he's worth. He's not even worth that. But yeah, 3 things he wanted to change. First thing was the players were only semi-pro. So he was like, can't win anything. They're semi-pro, so they can't be working jobs during the day, come in training at night tired. He wanted to train during the day when they're fresh, and he also wanted to do sometimes 2 training sessions a day. So he needed his players on full contracts, and this is a big key thing because a lot of the players semi-pro at the time, because World War II, there was a big economic depression after it. But in the 60s and 70s, then they started coming out of that depression, so they could afford to pay the players. So that's why they were able to train to get their players so fit so they could play this manic pressing game, because the players are fully professional. And that's because the economy started improving after World War II. So that was the first thing they did. Yeah, so the players were semi-pro. When Cruyff started playing, he was 17 or 18. He was actually, his second job was selling newspapers in the street. So he'd go up and bang 2 goals for Ajax in the league, and the next day you could find him in the street selling newspapers with his face in the front of the page. It's crazy, like, you could see your superhero scoring goals, go out and meet him in the street the next day, and he was selling newspapers with his own face and superstar. But yeah, they tie him down quickly to a contract. They knew what he was going to come. The whole of Europe knew this guy was going to be a big star. Right, we are Gillingham. This will be tricky. I was looking back at yesterday's stream. We actually played a lot of shit teams. We actually, an easy run of fixtures, we didn't do too well. We're only half at the table. The last game was a killer. I'm still pissed off about that one. Benjamin getting sent off. Alright, Williams, he cost us 2 games yesterday. He had a 5 and 4. He's conceded 15 goals. His morale's only okay. Alright, so what worries me now at the back? Oh, who's our sweeper? Yeah, will you go Mahan? I brought him for the job. But I'd love to have him in the middle of the field. Could I have 2 Mahans, please? I have to change that. Be nice to have 2 of them. He's a better passer as a sweeper. Sojay would be a better defender. Victory can also play there, but that means we have to play McGlinchey, so he's on. Rose maybe. Pass is only 10. Mahan would be perfect, but I want him for the middle of the field. 18 passing. Put him in the Neeskins role. Yeah. Only had 2 of you, Mahan. I'm going to go with Rose, and then I'm going to play Victory. Rayside's going to have to play this position his own again. Or will you go Butler? Here's it, position 15, no pace though. Playing a high offside line, he'd be a disaster. He's no pace either. Laker, my go-to guy, is injured. Talbot's injured. Where's Laker? Oh, Laker, Passarella had him down as. Yeah. He actually scored a goal in 1 of the games. Check something there now. One second there now. Should we get up the. Alright, Laker. Duff. Midfielder left. Old McGlinchey. Give Dean Weir a run. Midfielder right. Ekikanga. He probably is playing right. Got a short midfielder here all of a sudden. Bob got 2 assists yesterday. Mahan. Midfielder left. Barnes. Ekikanga. Collins was good yesterday. 3 goals, yeah. We have to give him a free roll, the Cruyff roll. Toughen it off, but sure. Fuck him. Didn't do much yesterday. 4 assists. I have to put him in midfield. Talbot's injured, he's a loss. Benjamin, after he's sending off. I don't know, Dunwell comes back as well. Alright. Ugh. 2 here, you see the problem. That's defensive, Jesus. So now we can finally go short passing. Go attacking. Pressing, yes. That was a big part of their style. Press the up on teams. There's a good page in the chapter in the book, Inverting the Pyramid, about he was skeptical as to why they were pressing so much. Basically, they're all taking illegal substances. Players didn't really know it at the time. They were given these chocolate sprinkles to drink. They were laced with amphetamines and stuff, apparently. So they were outrunning teams without losing energy and losing their breath. I might read it later on if we get time. I think we're going to get ripped apart at this, but anyway. Marking. Zonal, yeah. My midfielder's on zonal as well, actually. Free roll. Give it to Cruyff. Right, rest we can get after. Jesus. Goals, goals, goals. Yes. Turn on the style there like the Dutch teams. My right back is up scoring. That's what we want. Total football. Get up the field. Attaboy. Cruyff. Come on, get in. Oh, Chris Hope is playing. He's good in this. I never get the buy him. Can never get him away from Gilliam. It's unreal stats. Scott Minto's playing. Come on, let's keep it out. Shit. Chris Hope. Yeah. Jeez, we're giving up goals again. Fuck. Massive fucking problem. Chris Hope captain, yeah, look at him. Unreal. Unreal. Playing well though. Match Rose, sweeper's not doing it. It's a pity. Dean Weir, new guy. Come on, let's get the win. Oh. Come on, get in. Oh, get in. We're on the left. Benjamin. Switch with Barnes. Don't get sent off this time. Matthew Rose. Sweeper. FA. Get in there. Come on, lads. Beat this one. It's there for us. It's also there for them. Fuck, there. Fuck. Come on, get it out. Shit. No, it's coming. It's definitely coming, yeah. McAfee. And they're going defensive. Fuck. Fucking goals again, they're conceding. Damn it. Yeah. We had more shots on target than them then. Jesus. 6. I'm going to have to buy a new goalie or something. It's the formation now, it's too open at the back. Whew. Barnes 2 assists. Bollocks. Were we 2-0 up on that? No, we weren't. It's a pity. Oh, it was League Cup. Thanks for the God. It's going, yeah, still a home game though. So yeah, the first thing he changed, Michaels, was put them all in professional contracts. The second thing he wanted to change was the training. He was actually a gymnastics teacher when he, after he retired as being a player, he became a gymnastics teacher. He couldn't understand how teams were just going training and running shit out of their players. He said a lot of coaches at the time just wanted their players to run 5 or 10 kilometers every training session. So they're doing laps and laps and laps, and he said, nah, this is rubbish. He said he wanted his training to be specific to tactics and gameplay. So he obviously wanted the players to be very fit, but if they were going to be fit, every drill that they were going to do was going to have the ball. The ball was going to be involved. So the ball was always involved in their drills and their training games and stuff, and it was always aimed at what you were doing in matches. So he kind of revolutionised their training methods. And the third thing he did, of course, was he recognised he had to bring in better players. So he brought in this guy, a sweeper, called Yugoslavian captain, called Vasovic, real hard nut. He realised he had a lot of young players, skillful players. He needed characters in the team, guys who knew how to win. So he brought in this guy called Vasovic. He was a really egotistical guy, so I thought he was God's gift. When they interviewed him like years later about the Ajax teams, he was kind of like, oh, I invented total football. It was me and the coach who were always talking football, and I was a massive part of it. And he was always wanting to build up his own praise himself. I should have played some reserves in that last game. League Cup, slappy on the line there again. Right away to Peterborough. Now what do I do? Keep the same Dunwell is back. Collins scored though. Going auto attack. Kempes can come in midfield. sent off for. How did Neeskins get on? 7. Can't get it well. Barnes, my wingers did well. Johnny Rep. You're going to stay. Rose, better game this time. 4-4-2. See we get in this 4-4-2. Get killed, no doubt. Fucking early goal again. Jesus. Oh, come on, man. Go on, Rose. Oh, come on, get in. Now we're killing them. Jesus. The one shot and goal they had on target was a goal. The goal is killing me. At the moment. Come on, lads. Get that ball in the net. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's about time. Conn's doing well. Now cry for all. Don't give away 1-0 fourth time. Just have to get back in it. That's it. Fuck's sake, they're pissing all over him. We'll give away another one very quickly though. That's the problem at the back. We're so leaky. Bob was not doing it this time. At least we've options anyway. Right. Why aren't you crossing the ball like a king? Come on. Barnes would cross to Benjamin. Yeah. Right there now. Duff, Victory, Lake, or Rose, Mahan, Ikakenga, and Weir should mark in zone 2. Did I change that? That's fine. Ah, bollocks. I'm stupid now. I've saved it. Continually making that mistake. Alright. Come on. The goal is keeping them in it. Yes. Come on, man. Neeskins. Come on, let's get 2 ahead. We're better than these guys. Backs are actually playing what it wants. Ekakanga's on yellow. Not fun midfield. Someone playing 6 there? No, it's Bob. Come on, hold it up, lads. Nah, it's coming. It's coming. Oh, get out. Ah, bollocks, penalty. Fuck. So late in the game, you're dead right back. Oh, get in. Ah, Jesus. Oh, we killed them, did we? 9 the goal played. God. Ah, fucking hell, yeah. Jesus, 2 shots out of 4. Goalie, come on. Jesus, you gotta do something here, like. Bollocks. Been unlucky there now. Collins is flying in the cry for all. Free roll up front. Man, the last 2 games over are unlucky. 13th. They were right around us as well. We were better than them. Yeah, so a lot of these Dutch guys, or these Ajax guys in the early 70s, when they were growing up in the 60s, one of their heroes was a Feyenoord footballer called Wim van Henegem. Van Henegem is his name. He's a real ball playing midfielder, very creative, rangy passer. Kind of like in the Alonso role, he could bend the ball. He's a very good passer and dominate games with his passing. But he used to pass balls outside of the left boot, which is kind of unheard of at the time because the boots were rubbish. The boots weren't very good. So he was kind of one of the first guys to do it. There's a great story about him in his book Totaal, the David Wimmer one. So Marseille came in from him. He's playing Feyenoord at the time. Marseille came in from him. He was kind of torn. Would he stay or would he go? He didn't know what to do. So he went on holidays. Decided to try and decide over a couple of days, take time out and go on holidays. Went on holidays with his wife and his best friend, and his wife and his best friend was a teammate, Wim Jansen, the guy who managed Celtic, brought Henrik Larsson to Celtic. So they talked over a few days and he's still torn. They said we'll have a vote on it and we stay or we go. So 2 people voted to stay, 2 people voted to go to Marseille, and he said right. He said the dog was there with them at the beach wherever they were on holidays, some seaside resort. And he said I'll ask the dog, because we're so split, see what he wants to do. So he said if the dog stays lying around, does nothing, he'll stay. If the dog barks, then he's going to move. So the dog stayed and the dog rolled around the sand. He didn't know what was going on. What? What are you asking me? So he stayed a fine art. Imagine if the Marseille fans found out about that, they'd be pretty pissed off at that dog. Nutter of a Dutch player, Van Hennigan. Yeah, good old story. Right lads, come on, let's get a win. These guys are third. I think we can beat them. Come on, we have it in us. Masoud would be a bit of a... We'll get rid of Moore as well as not doing it. Weir. Go give McGlinchey a run. For all his bitching, maybe fight for a new contract. Right midfielder, Benjamin suspended. Have to get a Renner in. With no right midfielder, do we? Duff. Right. Got him all over the place here. Have to play Renner, do we? Yeah. So bring it off for back. Laker, he's doing alright. Victory. God, that was a sickener. A lot of close results like that. We're winning those in Division 3, Division 2 or not. With 2-3 odds yesterday. 2 all there now. We're just conceding the first 20 minutes every time. Probably should. Did I go attack in the last game? Right, let's go. It's 3-3. Never done that 4 in Championship. I rarely even do 2 and 2 in the flanks. So we should have 6 guys in crossing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Latipe. Russell Latipe. He'll kill us now going to the hole. No one pick him up. But sweet route now. Winning football by Plymouth. Dutch football. Come on, let's get a goal. Yes. Let's get a second one now to kill this. Gotta get 2 ahead in these games. Collins is killing it as Johan Cruyff. Free roll up front. Oh, come on, get in. Shaka Hislop. Ah. Get in. Shit. No, there's a goal coming here now for half time. Alright, come on. Get 2 ahead, lads. Yeah, we're killing them. I know the first shot on target they get now will be a goal. This fella. Laker and Rose have nothing to do, of course. Yeah, first shot on target. Bollocks! Get in, Collins. Fucking annoying. Excuse my language, but that's very frustrating. I can see it happening, yeah. Oh, come on, let's swamp these guys. Better team them. Third in the league, killing them. Yes. Vice Cruyffy. Come on, another one, lads. Off the bar. Come on, that's another one. Oh, Jesus, we're going to do it. Yeah, that's Cruyff, he's killing it. Woo! How about Cruyff? Look at that, we killed them. So with the sharp passing, we're really dominating teams. If you just keep up the bloody goals, what am I going to do with him? Fucking hell. His morale won't go up. To buy goalie? Jesus. The most frustrating thing in Championship trying to buy goalies. It's fucking impossible to find a good one. Collins, keep on that road now, Cruyffy kid. Free roll up front. Bamboozling Division 2 teams. Yeah, so when that Dutch team, or that Ajax team won 3 in a row, they beat Inter, the La Grande Inter, the crowd we talked about, the Catenaccio episode. It was final death knell for Catenaccio. They said this Dutch team got a lot of inspiration from the Celtic team, 67, because the Celtic team went all out attack against that Inter team, and the Dutch players decided all out attack was the way to go with with their tactics. They were so good at developing the styles because they it was the use of the space, big into space, and they're big into space, the Dutch are, because they don't have enough of it. They're the most densely populated country in Europe, so they're always very valuable with their space, where they build things and how they build things and how they can save space. So it's in their culture. So when it came to playing, players were very open about talking about space all the time because they're just so used to it talking about in society. So they became big at talking about space and how they could hurt teams by using space, how they could create space in the pitch, how they could best utilise it. So when they broke up, they said it was kind of like they won 3 in a row and they started breaking up. They said it was like the breaking up of the Beatles, compared with the breaking up of the Beatles. So the Beatles came along, changed music, new sound. It was the same to this Ajax soccer team that came along, changed soccer, and that they all and they grew so successful. They started getting jealous of each other because they all wanted a piece of the pie, more money. They got jealous of Cruyff, the money he was making. They all realised as well if they went abroad, they could be playing, they could be stars of their team because they knew they were good and they could be making way more money. They also be playing bigger games because like everyone recognises there are big games in Europe, but they said they could be playing week in week out in front of 15,000 people, 12,000 people in the Dutch league. Wasn't quite as big, so they knew if they moved to Italy and Spain to be playing in front of 50, 60,000 people every week. Just couldn't turn it down. So they said it was kind of like the Beatles, the way they broke up, just grew too big for each other. Couldn't put up all the egos in the dressing room, all kind of jealous of each other. But there was one guy called Pete Kaiser. He was their left winger, I think. Was he their left winger? Yeah. He stayed. He was one of the guys that stayed. He didn't move. Like a lot of them moved. Nieskens, Cruyff, and these guys. Krall stayed on for a few seasons, but he came out later and said he moved then. But he came out later and said he should have moved way earlier. He said he enjoyed so much playing abroad. Kaiser was one of the guys. He was the only guys who stayed for a long period. But he became so disillusioned and broken-hearted about the decline of the team and how it broke up that he just totally walked away from football when he was 29, 30. He was broken-hearted. He couldn't reconcile with it. He just gave up. No watching TV, no going to games, no coaching, nothing like that. Just totally walked away from football. And David Winner has a story in his book, Brilliant Orange, that he's at one of his kids' games, and ball was kicked out over the line, and all the team were expecting to kick the ball back in. It was over where he was standing in the sideline. The team were expecting to kick the ball back in as he would, like, and couldn't do it. Wouldn't raise his foot to kick the ball. Couldn't contemplate it. Just so broken hearted with the whole thing. Yeah, this guy's on some national duty, didn't she? Very useless. Yeah, I was thinking about it afterwards. Like, imagine thousands. They say it's become an expert at sport. You have to play 10,000 hours practicing, and just imagine the hours he played as a kid, just loving sport, playing, jumpers from goalposts, playing streets, knocking the ball against the wall. Thousands of hours, like loving the game. Like we all did as kids, just playing it, booting the ball around. But the professional experience must have been so scarring for him that he just had to. He gave up that love. It just killed that love of the game that he had. The professional experience ruined for him. Not a sad story, really. Died of lung cancer in 2007, was it? Pete Kaiser, tough looking devil. Yeah, couldn't even kick the ball back in. No way. It would have brought back two painful memories kicking the ball around. Where am I? Last one was good. Except for this fucking asshole goal is 9, mate. I will go again. Keep it up, Collins, kid. You're saving us. Save your bacon. Kanga's back though, and so is Benjamin. Yeah, gotta get it. Kanga back in. Benjamin can sit on the bench. And now we get him in for Renner. Leave Barnes in midfield. They're attacking us. Yes! Cruyffy Collins! Andy Williams, he's good in this. Free transfer. He also has lots of money though. Can never get him in the lower leagues. Hold out till half time, lads. Come on. Good. Well, we're kind of robbing them. One shot on target, one goal. Laker and Rose. He's been poor as a sweeper. Could get Victory in back in there with his passing. I could get Mahan back there, of course. Put him on direct passing. Might rip teams apart. Do you know what? I'll do that. I'll make a direct swap. Go a lot direct with your passing. We're 18 at passing. Shit, we're not going to hold out here. shite, really. Jeez, they're all over us. Yes, come on, Robert. Come on, hold out. Hold on. Yes. Oh, you fucking idiot, runner. Shit. Alright, then they've changed penalty takers. Great win though, bit of a robbery. We needed that because we've been robbed in a few games basically. Well done, Dean Williams, Duff, Benjamin, Cruyff. Jesus, Collins kill you. Yeah, brilliant. So yeah, the breakup of the Beatles. Basically what happened was Cruyff was thinking about moving anyway for money reasons. They couldn't just pay him when I asked what he would be getting abroad. He's the biggest player in the world at the time. So Barcelona were knocking down his door really. And the final straw for him was the new coach came in, Kovac, the Romanian guy had gone. He took the French job. He kind of came in after Mikel's won 2 European Cups. He left to take the French job. The new guy came in, and the new guy was kind of told by his vice assistant manager that they have to have the way they decided the captain was the team voted. So they held the vote, but really that never happened. They only picked the captain kind of like ad hoc in the dressing room casually. They never officially voted. So he either got wrong info from his vice coach or he's lying, and he didn't. Well, I wasn't told by his vice coach to have a vote, but they had a vote anyway. And Cruyff lost out to Kiefer in his no way. Cruyff lost out the vote. Kiefer, they all voted. Well, they not all of them. They voted for Kiefer, and that was it for Cruyff. Said, players don't even like me. I'm out of here. 30 minutes later in the hotel, he was on the phone. Guys walked past him in the hall. He's on the phone to his father-in-law. Says, "Get me out of here to Barcelona." He goes. So he thought players didn't like him. They had a love-hate relationship with him, but they actually they voted for Kiefer. So it was one or the other. They were the two leaders of the team, but they just said Kiefer was a more sound and reliable guy because they said Cruyff was very temperamental and explosive when it came to dealing with the board, dealing with the chairman. Said they couldn't have that. Kiefer was a sounder, more level-headed guy. The man was just fighting battles the whole time. Cruyff. He had a big battle with the Dutch FA over wearing Puma or Adidas and 3 stripes and 2 stripes in the sour crack. But yeah, they had a love-hate. Players had a love-hate relationship with Cruyff. They loved him because he was a genius. Called Shaw, who's this dude? Oh yeah, I bought him a free transfer. Start. They loved him because he was a genius, greatest player in the world at the time. Could change games with the drop of a hat, score goals and nothing. But they also hated him because he was just a pain to play with. He was a bit of a bitch in the field. He was all Barkley players giving out. He was all bossy. Obsessed with football, so I was all talking football in the dressing room with the players. They got fed up from him. I was talking about space and what they should be doing. But yeah, he's really bossy on the field, giving out. So if he miscontrolled the pass, it was never his fault. It was the player who passed the ball made a mistake. If he gave away the ball, it was never his fault. It was the player who wasn't reading the space. Shouldn't have been where he should have been. It was never Cruyff's fault. So I kind of pissed off the players. But he was like, you can do that when you're a genius, though. Collins is wanted. He's on a minimum fee, he's not. Portsmouth, he's flying, right? Jeez, he's flying. 8.13. Come on, again, lads, another win would be nice. Victor, you can piss off in the penalties now. Well, will I switch the sweeper or what? Dunwell must be feeling really hard done by. Oh, Talbot's back. Morale's only okay. Yeah, I'm going to switch the sweeper. Put Talbot back in. That's a 9-9. Anyway. Quarterback, kid. Quarterback it. Ah, fuck. Come on. start attacking from now on. It's the Dutch team, of course. Stupid not going attacking. Just scared by how many goals they gave up yesterday and the first few games today by Victor. Benjamin is out injured. We're on the bench, no. God. There's like a lot of changes here now to fit this. Probably doing too much changes here now. Soja was playing well as well. And he's a good crosser. We'll give away a goal now straight out with all those changes. What up at half time, lads? No. No. Well done. Under pressure, under the cosh. Not playing well. By FA, by Duff. Right wing. Getting killed here. Mahan's not doing it, sweeper. Masoudi. Dunwell is my only guy. The Dolphin. Can't take Bob off again. Stop him. He's going to be killed here. Oh, shit. Come on, lads. Fucking hell, it's stuck in really. Fucking letting them piss off you. Well on Williams. Mahan, no, it's not working. I want to get the dog for on. He's not even on the bench. Done well. Taking Cruyff off. Ah, fuck! Jesus! Fuck! Sickener! I'd kill this right there. They deserved it. Ah, she's gonna hold out there. Their goalie played man of the match. God, we're poor in that game. All the way through, we were under pressure. Shite. Kicking teeth now. Home games. Yeah, we put a bit of a run together. That's sick now, that is. Where do we start? That's how we start. Oh yeah, Cambridge one was a sick yesterday. Alright, 4 games, come on, let's we can turn this around. There's lack of options in the bench there. Stupid. So yeah, that was Cruyff, hard to get on with on the field, but genius nonetheless. Really good article there a couple of years ago. But geniuses of the game of sports really about there. You know the way to say a good worker never blames his tools. They say with the top guys of any sport, it's actually quite the opposite. That their confidence and their inner belief, their self-belief is so unshakable. There's no possible way they could have made this mistake. It was not they could have made a mistake. It was not that their lack of ability or their mistake. It was something with the conditions around them. Or so if Tiger Woods, let's say Tiger Woods, Roger Federer, Michael Johnson, these guys, Michael Jordan, Johan Cruyff, if a mistake was made, it was never their ability to let them down. If Tiger Woods hit a bad shot, it was maybe the wind picked up on the ball in the air, or the caddy gave him the wrong club, or there was a bit of mud on the ball. It was never a bad swing. It was never his ability. Same with Michael Jordan. If he missed a shot, it was teammate didn't make the right move to give him space, or it was the wrong play called from the bench. They just have this unshakable belief in their ability. Cruyff's probably the same. The real top guys, no lack of confidence there. Adolfo, you're injured, that's why you weren't there. Right, refresh this now because we've made bad choices there now on the bench. Gotta give Mahan another run. How's the race? How's Laker doing? 2 6s. The race later on. Actually, Soja. Duff is doing well in the right wing though. Yeah, leaving the right wing. Yeah, we'll just go race side. Soja. Left midfield, Barnes. Right midfield, Duff. Midfielder centre. Maybe in the last game, did nothing really to have it, yeah. Left, Benjamin's back. Renner's out. Oh yeah, he can't get it right, so yeah. That has been a loss. You've given us an option at least. At least Williams played a good game last one. He's the only shining light. Not as good as their goalie though. Right, these guys are down at the bottom, so no doubt we'll make a fucking meal of this and go attack from the start. Ninidis. He's decent. For Division 2. Jesus, doing well. 7.23. Average the moment though. He'll piss all over us, no doubt. Space we give him. Attacking formation. Oh, get in, you bastard. Oof. Vayak. Give up the ball here, yeah. By no means are playing them. See Irwin there. Dennis Irwin, boy. Crikey. How'd they get him in? What's he on? Nice. Nice Division 2 money there. Paying an 8. Keep the ball away from him, lads. Swinging balls in the box. Barnes racing. Man, he's disappointing the Super Bowl. Need another goal, like we're just going to concede again. Oh, Barnes, come on, boy. Oof. Here it comes. Oh, get it out of there. Oh, we're hanging on. It's great way. Man's not doing it. We'll put it back out to midfield. Pressing. Ah, fuck it, lads. Team. Ah, it's totally against total football. Ah, that's a big fuck up there now. If we were all pressing, we'd probably be ruining them. And yeah. That's gutting. That was their big thing. Press is a team. High offside line. What was it I kept passing? That's the team. Going to concede here, I feel. Barnes, yeah, in the bench for Barnes. Come on, one more goal. No. Oh, excruciating. Yeah, all over us. Yeah. Oh, yes, come on. No, jeez, come on, as you get your warning there. Keep it out. Yes. I needed that one. Scraped it. Absolutely scraped it. Didn't deserve it really. Just 2 wins we didn't deserve. Probably 2 losses then we deserved. We deserve to win. Cry for the assist. This guy's fucking flying. Cry for all. Look at that. Doing the great man justice. I wonder is he bitching and moaning with all the players out there. Please. Hey. Yes, we stay in the hunt for the playoffs. That's what I want. Just knock around there all season, make a late surge. Yeah, I'm reading Dave Winner's book at the moment, Brilliant Orange. And the way he uses bits of cultural society to explain their total football method, but I'm also kind of dipping into Simon Cooper has a book called Football Men. So he just like he's writing for newspapers. He used to do player profiles of players. So what he did was went back in his career and gathered all these profiles together and just put filed them into a book really. So every chapter is just 3 or 4 pages. It's a newspaper article really on a player. But when Dave Winner was interviewing all these like architects and artists and all this stuff about their style and he used to relate that then, so the artists would be on about how they use line in their drawings, paintings, Dutch painters, and he'd relate that then to what's going on in the field, how the Dutch team or the Ajax team use the lines and all this stuff, and the architects remember how to use space, they had to maximise space, and he was interviewing the architects about Dutch architecture, and then he'd relate to the football field and how to use space in the football field. But the artists he interviewed and the architect, they both loved Dennis Bergkamp. They just loved him. He said he really represented what Dutch football is all about really, that he could interpret space in the number 10 position, drop in, use and utilise space, and he'd ruin teams then by passing into space. So he didn't have a great goal scoring record. Bergkamp, who's a legendary player, great touch, what a player he was, but they just love him in Holland. They always consider him top 3, top 5 players of all time. Even though he didn't score half as much goals as some of the Dutch players. It's just his style of play was real total football style of play. But I read an article on them in Simon Cooper's book. He had an article about Bergkamp. I'll talk about that now after this. Get distracted from this. That was a good win the last time, lad, but it was a lucky win. Why is this fucking agent tired? What? Sure, he's been playing. 2 goals, 2 games as well. Bollocks, gotta get Barnes back in. This guy's still fucking injured. Day with a calf. Fans must be wondering what the hell's going on with Dunwell. He was flying yesterday. How was he dropped? Played 1-5. It's my excuse. Look, he played a 5-6. He's on the way down. Benjamin's not fit either. Jesus. That's over croc down the left wing. Muir's got to play. Man on Muir. It's a chance. Good move, Lynchy. That's his crossing. 13. Play him. Morale is very low. He's hating life. Or his new contract. Barnes, Ekakanga. Mahan, yeah, we'll leave him in the middle. Talbot. No. Was he playing sweeper last time? I'll leave race out. 7 the last game, did he put any tackles? Yeah, 7-3. I have to get a defender, a central defender on the bench. Talbot cover right, Bob cover right, so you're gone. It's for a lefty. Okay. Alright. Oh, shit me. They're fearful of the total football, this defensive shit. They're fearing us. No all-out attack. This is realistically what happened as well to the Ajax team. That teams knew they were going to be blasted out, so they went really defensive. And then Ajax came along, they kind of said, geez, we had to change. And that's how they started vertically swapping positions. They had to go all-out attack. So every player had to be an attacker. So Michels used to call his goalie the first attacker. So he wanted these. Every time we started to play, he was the first attacker. When you had the ball, you had 11 attackers. When you did the ball, you had 11 defenders. So he used to restart the play by passing it. So he was sweeper keeper, basically their goalie before Allison and Neuer and all these bullshitters came along. It was been done long before these guys came along by the Dutch team, the Ajax team. And he wanted them to be really fast off the line. It's almost like a sweeper because he wanted to play really high offside line. So the goalie had to be fast off the line. Like when they got to managing the Dutch team, there was a great finer goalie, but he wouldn't pick him, Michels, because he wanted a guy fast off the line, and the finer players would give you out why aren't you playing him, and he's a way better shot stopper, and he says, no, I need guys fast off the line, the guy play out from the back. You got to stick to the style, he said. Jesus, they're playing defensive stuff, lads, come on, get at them. Crossbar. Oh, Jesus. Beckett. Oh, Cruyff, you got to bury one of those, kid. Shit. Yeah, not creating much. I can feel we're going to give away one as well. We're still in that water. We're a bit leaky at the back. Rose on yellow. Creative player in the midfield there. Man back. Yeah, keep on that. Shit, was he direct that night or wasn't? The marking is in his own, I hope. Or pressing, should I say? That's better. Come on, get one, lads. Jesus, we're killing them. No, it's not our day. You know what, now I'm going to do what they did when they attacked. They played a 3-4-3 when they had the ball. That should give away now straight away. Anyway, I want to go for it. No, we're killing them. Come on, goalie, give us a chance here. What's he playing? A 9 out of 10. Jesus, Sierra. Jesus is right. Oh, fuck. Jesus. That's a fucking disaster. Oh, lads, that wasn't Dutch football. Well, you did your best. The goalie is ridiculously good. Jesus, he saved 9 shots, he saved. Fuck's sakes, we needed that and all. Bollocks. Tough one to swallow, that one is. 8. Fuck it. But yeah, as I was saying, Simon Cooper, his article about Dennis Bergkamp. The way the Dutch love him anyway, because the way he reads space, a real Dutch player. He was on about why he didn't make it into Milan, because he's like a real quiet guy off the field. Very withdrawn. Didn't really get on in the dressing room there, like shy guy, and guys weren't. So he went to Arsenal and Bruce Rioch signed him. In one of his first games for Arsenal, the centre back was having a go off him and kick him around the place basically as they do in England, testing him. But when they were off the field at half time, Tony Adams ran up to the opposition centre back and would go off him inside the tunnel. Bergkamp couldn't get over this. He said this never happened in Italy. He said he absolutely loved that Adams, a guy he didn't even know was willing to go to war for him, was willing to back for him, was willing to start a fight for him, stand up for him. So he loved the loyalty. He couldn't get over the loyalty. So that would never happen in Italy. Like the players would never look out for each other. But couldn't get over the loyalty. Adams and Keown and Bold and these guys, they'd stand up for you no matter what because you were wearing the same jersey. So he absolutely loved that. That's why he said he settled in very quickly at Arsenal. These guys would fight the battles for him then against the tough guys, and he'd go out and play the football then. Which didn't happen in Italy. You had to fight for yourself. He was such a quiet guy, it wasn't in his nature. Adams and these guys were animals, so they could do all that nasty business for him. Yeah, he loved the loyalty there. Fighting for the jersey. He was a superstar as well for Arsenal. He was really good. Up front with Henry, Ian Wright, and the old Highbury. There's a real great atmosphere in that stadium. Shite atmosphere new in the Emirates. I was at the Emirates for a couple of games. It's bloody boring as fuck. It's as bad as Wembley. Right, Benjamin's back. Renner's back. Adolfo's back. Right. All them away. Let's get a victory here now. Still a problem. This reverse sweeper. This guy's doing well. Happy with him. Morale's only okay all over the squad. Barnes to the left. Duff. Mahan back where he belongs. Now, where do I go here? Front three. Benjamin. Collins. That's down the last 2 games. And Ikenga. Dolphins got no run this one. Renner, cover the wings. Marsh. Laker or Talbot. Laker. Put a Dolphin midfield if you're stuck. What about attacking? Yeah. We've actually created a lot of chances this format. We've played well enough, just the results aren't coming our way. It's a general theme in Division since we've gone to Division 2. 3, 6, 7. 2 our second last game. The last one's a pure balls. We're all over them. They're attacking us. Yes. What time for him? Super football. If we only could have finished it. Hope we take off now. We're allowed to do short passing. There's mixed all along. This has been really sharp passing came into it. The Hungarian team were known for sharp passing as well. Same with Lanwestra, but these are the first guys who were very au fait with passing the ball sideways and backwards. Fuck cars. They didn't give shit. The crowd were abusing them for passing the ball backwards. They didn't care. It meant restarting the attack. That's what they'd do. They'd pass it back and sideways. Can't keep a clean sheet. Kept one last against us. Oh, you're all playing crap, lads. Come on, Kanga. Yes. Oh, Jesus. Keep going now, Kanga. No, there's a goal coming here. Cruyff, come on, buddy. Do that fun midfield is passing. Sweeper has not worked for us, not been a success. Can't get a good game out of it. I suppose this running out doesn't help. No, I don't want to take Duff out of there. Kanga's threatening. What's race side gets sent off now on the yellow card. Come on, Naz, lead away. Ah, shit, you off for. Disaster stream for him. Oh, bollocks. Look what I did. I can't go up front. Collins in the way. Ah, no wonder. Shite. Oh, I really fucked myself there. God about that now. God. I'm going to do that for the last game as well. Probably not. Let's not give it a late one, lads. Come on. Penalty. Yes! Hold on to it. Oh no. Yes! Huge win. Huge. Really wanted that win there now. Come on. Finally scored a penalty. Yes. We won a close one. Barnes is playing well. Brilliant. That was up for a month. Jesus. Yeah, so that book, Simon Cooper has a good article. See, they wrote a great article about Van Nistelrooy. He was comparing Kluivert and Van Nistelrooy's careers. They're born the same year. They were in the same age group growing up. But Van Nistelrooy was born in the south of Holland, which we didn't have a tradition of producing footballers, so no one was scouting down there, no one spotted him. So he kind of came through an unorthodox route. But Kluivert then was in the Ajax academy, so he came through the real Dutch route. He was born in the suburbs of Amsterdam. So he was kind of, you compared the two of them, you had your real Dutch footballer in Kluivert and your real un-Dutch footballer, let's say, in Van Nistelrooy. So Kluivert went on to way more caps for Holland than games. But Van Nistelrooy then, they didn't appreciate it as much, but he had a way better club career. Kluivert didn't really, he did well at Ajax to start. Kluivert's the kind of player he dropped deep, got involved in the play, passing, got involved in the build-up, which is really Dutch, whereas Van Nistelrooy was a pure goal scorer. He was like, get the ball into the box to me and I'll do the job. He wasn't interested in build-up play and setting up goals. It was all just crossed me and I'll do the business, and he was sensational at that. He was some hungry bastard for goals. But like the clubs, the Dutch teams, he didn't play half as much games for. Barnes up for 3 weeks. Shite. He didn't play half as much games for Holland as Kluivert did. They just valued Kluivert as a more Dutch footballer. But Kluivert's club career then was poor enough. He went to AC Milan and Barca, didn't really do well there, and ended up in Newcastle and stuff. But Van Nistelrooy is the opposite then. Club teams really valued him, the modern game, so Dutch football was kind of getting too old, but the national team valued Kluivert. That type of player was dying out, whereas the club scene then really valued Van Nistelrooy because he was a pure goal scorer. It's all about winning, so they knew he'd get him goals. So he's really good at PSV, but he's superb at United then, and he's brilliant at Real Madrid as well. So he drew an interesting comparison to two of them, same age, but one of them was known as your typical Dutch footballer, and he didn't really have. Well, he had a good career at Clive, in fairness, but he got loads more caps than Van Nistelrooy, had a way more successful club career. Like Van Nistelrooy is behind Bergkamp and Kluivert to start his career, which is fair enough. Two great players, but then he was also at times behind Van Hooijdonk and Hasselbank. It was particularly hard for him to swallow. But even later on in his career, then he started bringing on Roy Mackay instead of Van Nistelrooy, which he thought spit in the face. They didn't really like Van Nistelrooy. They didn't appreciate him. It was a good article comparing the two of them. I didn't notice South of Holland as well was kind of not as famous for producing footballers. Kluivert's an awful fucking bitch as well, I'd say. He wrote a good article about Seedorf as well. How managers couldn't control him. He just thought he knew it all, but physically he was just a specimen. They said the Ajax physios were like, don't have this guy in weights training. He'll put on muscle too easily. Like he's just perfectly built, and he could play any position: central defender, midfielder, attack midfielder, striker. Play anywhere. Physically, he was just perfect. He was some player as well, that Race Milan. Didn't get on Capello in Real Madrid. Capello would tell guys to do something, and they do it. Whereas Kluivert would always question, why am I doing it? Pure Dutch, really. He wants to know, why are we doing this? He wants to know the reason behind it. He didn't just follow orders blindingly. So yeah, Capello didn't like him, sold him to Madrid, or sold to AC Milan. Sure, he's fucking outstanding. Then for Ancelotti in midfield, Ancelotti gave him a bit of freedom, so go and play as he liked to play. Game manager then didn't really cut it. I said he was big at talking football and tactics and all that. It's just a surprise he didn't make it. Maybe he hasn't got a brain in his head. Right, Benjamin got the winner the last time. Barnes is a huge loss. Jeez, he was flying. 2-8s. Barnes and Duff out now. Next stream, I think, is Labanovsky. So we have to change our training tactics to tactical and fitness to high. So we're pressing. So that's what he did. He was actually doing the exact same thing as the Ajax team here behind the Iron Curtain in the Soviet Union with his club teams. He was doing his pressing game. He didn't really get the credit that he deserved because they weren't doing as well in European Cups. But it's kind of sprung up. The idea sprung up at the very same time. Pressing, win the ball back, hold on to it. It's kind of like a mad scientist. That fella. He's like your modern coach. No stone unturned to do well. Right, last game. No, that was not. Balls up there with Collins and Akanga. We got away with that. Be nice to finish and win now, lads. Last one let the end of yesterday's stream left the sour taste in my mouth the way we finished it. Getting Weir back in. It's been dog shit though. Renner and Benjamin, they're two attacking, yeah, we can't. Oh, we'll get McGlinchey in. Bob. Sweeper's very disappointing. Do you know what I'll do now? I'm going to shove them up in the field. That's what they had when they had the ball. 3-4-3. Go narrow here as well. No, I'll leave them sweeper, but I won't have them coming out. Might help us. Might play around this last game. Norwich at home, they'll be strong. Just down with the championship. Flat 4-4-2, Neil Emblem midfield. Alex Knockman was very good in a championship in 97-98. He's always one of these young guys who should have got in. Alex Knockman, Brett Ormrod. Alright, last game, guys. You've done the Dutch proud enough so far. Let's keep it going. I think we're immediately creating more chances with the sharp passing. Definitely suits us. I think we're equally as sketchy at the back though. Yeah, right on cue. Come on, I can't get woodwork. Fuck. I see. Cruyff's going for his bicycle kick. Right, I'm going nuclear. I'm going attacking. Should have done this from the start. I'm at the start of this game. Toying with it. Didn't put your man on the bench, Talbot. Go narrow with these guys. Nah, gotta win. White off. Ah, bollocks. Fuck, we didn't deserve this now. We'll do the same last game I did yesterday. Yeah, bollocks. Caught out of position. Come on, goalie. Jesus. Can't finish off the streams. That's really frustrating. We're the better team than all. Yeah, fuck's sakes, goalie. 4 shots, he left in 3. We had 17 shots in goal. God. Should have my fullbacks narrow, but that's not what they did. So I kept him. Oh God, that one now. Same as yesterday. I was really disappointed the last game. I was at least in the league. Fuck, we're still only 2 points after. Jesus. Did not deserve that. Too naive at the back. Right, how do we do? Last 1, 2, 3. Same yesterday, first and last game of the stream. So I understand losing the first one, changing formations. Losing the last is killing me. 1, 2, last 3, same as yesterday. 1, 1, 2, 3. And drew 3, did we? 1, 2, no, maybe. Last 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same as yesterday. Drew 2. Last 4, 1, 4, last 3, drew 2. That's not good enough. We're going to have to have one good stream to get us into the playoffs. That average isn't good enough, guys. Let's keep this in 9th. That was the cup. I'm too bad with that. 90-minute penalty. Sickener. Ah, fuck, we played them off field as well. Win. They killed it. Oh, the goal to get man of the match. Yeah, they killed us in that game. Not too bitter about that one. That was a killer. They were all defensive. Couldn't break the fucking hell. Jeez, we were lucky with that one. They goal got man of the match. 2 games, 2 home games, is it? This bollocks get man of the match. No, he didn't. My fucking idiot. He did 9 though. You fucking idiot. He's cost us too many games. This guy. Every stream now he's cost us a game or two. Gotta buy a goalie. Gotta do a bit of scouting off stream. Yeah. 1-1. Yeah. Sickener. 1 drew the goalie again. And now it's fucking real kicking teeth. The 3 ones we lost. It was like a tail of goalies. 2 outstanding goalies. 1 shit one. He accepts his warning. He said he'd try and motivate himself more to find the fucker. Anyway, so that's the Dutch legends of the game. We reinvented the game. Did we do justice today? I think we did a lot of great attacking football actually, so we can change to sharp passing. That's going to be the way going forward now. We can move on to sharp passing. We're still banging on. We're still thereabouts with the playoff positions, so that's it. I'm going to leave you with video of Cruyff doing his thing. There's a brilliant example of this in Total Football where he has a penalty to take and he runs up and he knocks it to the side to a player running on beside him, so that he would rather walk the ball into the net, pass him to these players, than actually take a free shot from 12 yards out. His famous goal, knocked the penalty sideways, the man picked it up, passed it back to him, he had an empty net then to pass into. Arsenal tried that with Pires and Henry, they made a fuck up of it. That's how egotistical those 2 guys were. They thought they were as good as that Dutch team. They could get away with it. Yeah, so the Dutch, they're talking football the whole time. They used to talk football. But they said Wenger said that they were like that. The French guys are like that in Arsenal as well. Just talking football, tactics the whole time. Henry, Pires, Petit, Vieira and Wenger just obsessed about it. The Invincibles team talk about how they can utilise space and use space. Very much like the Dutch team. Where am I? Right. It's a great goal in this one actually. You don't see it fully in this one. I think he's wearing a red jersey. I think it's when he's in the American League, but he's pointed the Brazilian guy outside to move in space. That's what he did in the field. He did bossy and bitchy as we talked about. The Brazilian guy wouldn't move, so he just said, "Fuck it, I'll do it myself." And he just darts past 4 players down the middle, darts in between them. You see it in this one, red jersey, but you don't see the bit where he's barking at the player to get up the wing. The Brazilian guy didn't know what was going on. What? Where am I supposed to go? They were on the same level as him. Then he just said, "Fuck it," took off and run. Genius. Alright, tune in again tomorrow. Labanovsky, pressing. Famous Russian coach, interesting character. Way ahead of his time. Oh yeah! Wife turn. There it is. This is it. Done. Okay, well. Couldn't see the bit where he's pointing beforehand. Oh.